Look, did you ever wonder, even for a second, the term perfection and how we use it? Because I genuinely want to see how that comes up. Because, perfection as an expression. Let's just say, guys. Say you see something. We'll keep it in two different sections. Okay, perfection as an expression word. I mean, like verb, and perfection as a concept. Which, by the way, we're gonna get to that. But I just wanna say this. So we can say, oh my gosh, this house looks perfect. Oh, perfect. Expression, right? Expression is way to express your all about something aesthetically and visually, how it looks, or maybe how it feels, or how some idea came up. Okay. Not go any further. I think we get that. We express it as a way of just showing all, and the word perfection is the closest thing so we can actually verbalize our feelings at that moment. We get that, but let's just get to the real deal. And what's the real deal, cookies? What's the real deal? What we call perfection is just a concept. The ideal of perfection doesn't even exist. There's no edges for that. There's no materialized form to something being perfect, because perfect inevitably is just a frame that we tell ourselves. Okay, I'm not gonna talk about the psychological reason why we can strive for perfection, because first we need to tear up the concept of perfection. Okay, first we need to tear it up. And how we tear up the walls of this stupid concept is that we put some frames and some stupid criteria to something that we create. It doesn't matter. Everything that we can create with our minds, with our hands, with our existence, doesn't matter. Nada. We put it into some kind of box, and we just expect to look in our mind, but in our mind sometimes things can be distorted. I mean, okay, let's just try to figure out some example. Okay, let's just say we wanna make some video. Okay, right now we wanna craft some video, and when we imagine in our mind, we can't know how it's gonna come up, because that's just the way these things just exist and they improve. Okay, that doesn't mean that I say doesn't emphasize the point that we need to stop using our minds, because that's the greatest weapon, but just simply about the concept. Look, what that is what we call it. Just we put some edges, some stupid criteria that actually can be a limitation, can be some gap, because in reality everything can be improved. Okay, there is no gap for improvement, and you cannot put this action right here, right now, in some box and say, oh man, this action needs to be that way, but in reality actions just happen. I hope you get me. If you don't get me, doesn't matter, because I get myself right now. We put some actions in some box, and we expect that action to be that way, but in reality there is just always, what we're doing, we just paint. Okay, we just throw some paint, doesn't matter where, on your head, on your butt. Kidding, I'm not kidding. On your butt, and you get the first fragment, you know where to go, you know where color to put, how to shape it, what you need to represent, but ultimately you don't gap yourself in your mind and you say that it needs to look that way. Okay, and when I say this, I also talk to myself, because let's be real about that, it's just form of, to don't start the picture. Okay, as a concept, perfection is not real. I just want to make the difference between perfection as a concept, how we use it. This is the concept. Okay, it doesn't exist, it's just there. This is the expression when we say, oh, this is perfect. Your face is perfect, man. It's just an expression. Okay, we gotta separate the word and we gotta throw away the concept, because truly, there is nothing to be in some constant box of criteria and edges, because ultimately that represents limits, because you don't know where something is gonna go. You never know how something is gonna truly go. And that's hilarious. Again, because we can make so much excuses, but in reality, see, I will give example with this video right here, and with this hilarious guy in front of me. Who is he? I don't know. See, I can tell to myself in my mind to rewind how something wanna look, but in reality the parts always come together when you make the first stroke, okay? When you start. So what I can say to myself, it goes like this flow of verbal thoughts to this point here, but in reality, I mean, you get me, I know you do, just the level that the concept exists is kind of confusing. How we can express it, how we materialize these words right now, it's pretty critical, because if I say one more word that goes out of this, I will truly, I don't know, I will bore it, okay? And that's just how things exist. They don't have reason, they just start. And of course, but that again, see, this is the tricky part, because this is not the same as vision, okay? You can have some foundational idea of vision, but you never know the edges and to what point we'll get, how it's gonna expand, how it's gonna look, and how it's gonna feel, okay? This is a whole different thing. We're just talking about the perfection concept right here. So what? How some candy is perfect? Candy is not perfect. Candy just exists. Nobody makes the perfect candy. Of course, it can get information from and styles from other variables and see what works best and what people prefer. Let's just give this example of marketing, which is again we can call it perfection again, because as we established, I repeat myself as a gut punch penguin right now, but doesn't matter, because I want that, guys and girls, okay? It just exists. So we gotta stop use the word perfect as the concept of perfection, and we gotta use it as an expression, okay? You gotta separate that, guys. I hope you like that. You did, do ya? Some juice. Ultimately, I end the video right here. And right now.